We're out here playtesting the Fila Axilus 3. Come check it out. I have playtested several Fila shoes over the last couple years, and with my narrow feet, I kind of struggled to get the perfect fit with the Mondo Forzas. They were narrow, but I was struggling with my arches and just really getting a great comfort out of them. And then with the previous Axiluses, they were just way too wide for my feet, not only in the toe box, but also throughout the whole shoe. So with this Axilus 3, I was really pleasantly surprised to find that I actually had a pretty great fit when I slipped these shoes on my feet. They were still wide and generous in the toe box, but I felt that they narrowed just a little bit in the midfoot and the heel. So I was able to get my feet a little bit better locked in place when I was moving around. Now, I didn't really have any adjustment period. I felt that I was able to go straight down to the court, but I will say the longer I wore these shoes, the better they felt. Really, the cushioning underfoot started to really mold around my feet after a couple hours, as well as that upper to really get a good fit. Now, when it came to support and stability, I thought the stability was excellent. I always look for shoes that offer a little bit more stability, and these fit my needs. And for the supports, I used that last eyelet to really just get a locked-in feel. Because I have the narrow feet, and a little bit extra room in the toe box, I just use that to really kind of cinch my foot into place. Now, durability, I use these shoes for probably 10 plus hours on court, and I'm not the hardest on my shoes, but I did notice just a little bit of smoothing under that big toe area. When it came to weight, I found these to be average. They weren't heavy or bulky, and they also weren't super lightweight, but I thought they transitioned really well from heel to toe, so I didn't really think about these shoes when I was moving around on court. Overall, I don't really have any knocks. I think this is actually one of my favorite Fila's shoes, and I think players that are looking for a high performance shoe should definitely check it out.
It's been a while since I've worn Fila tennis shoes, and this playtest followed up behind a playtest of a pair of shoes that offered no support. So this was a really welcome surprise for me. They fit my feet perfectly. I have medium width feet. Previously, their shoes ran very wide, and sometimes I had issues getting my feet locked in, but this one fit just perfect. No break-in time for me. I took them straight to the court and automatically found tons of support and stability as well as cushioning. These shoes actually, for my tennis, do everything really well. There wasn't anything that was glaringly obvious that wasn't gonna work for my setup. I like the upper. It is a little bit more traditional. It kind of feels a little older school, but that's kind of what I'm used to. And this shoe doesn't sacrifice any weight, so it doesn't feel super bulky, but it's definitely not gonna be the fastest shoe out there on the market. I like the cushioning. I felt really supported, as I've mentioned. If I were to give it a knock, I have play tested this shoe for a couple weeks. I haven't worn it a ton. I haven't really put the durability to the test, but I am seeing some decent smoothing under both feet of my big toes. So I was just expecting it to be an ultra durable outsole and just could crave a little bit more durability, especially if you're someone that's playing several hours a day, several times a week. But all in all, I'm really excited about this Axilus. I'm glad they've updated the fit, and I think it's a great option for players looking for comfort and support.
When I first slipped on these Axilus 3s, I knew right away that they were an updated fit compared to the first two versions. They were definitely more of a true medium than the previous two, which for my wider feet did take a little bit of a break-in period. Right out of the box, initially I was getting some pressure points right there at the base of the forefoot, and it took about 3 hours or so for the uppers to relax enough where I wasn't squeezing the side of my foot while I was playing. I also did have a little bit of a break-in. This one was a bit shorter, maybe like 2 hours or so for the shoes to really begin to flex and move with my feet. To help with that, initially I was getting some heel slippage when the shoes weren't quite flexing, so I did utilize that last eyelet and secured up that heel. And once that was done, I felt really nice and secure. These shoes offer loads of support and stability on the court. I always felt protected around my ankles, and I was not sliding within the shoes. As far as traction levels go, I would say that they were a little bit stickier than slick. And for me, that caused no issues. I still could move smoothly, and I was transitioning well from my shot to shot. Overall, although these shoes did take me a bit of a break-in period, I find them to be a good, overall, supportive and comfortable option.
That wraps our playtest over here on the West Coast. I'm gonna toss it over to our playtester on the East Coast to see what she thought. Anna, what did you like about the Fila Axilus 3s?
Thank you, Brittany. I can honestly say this shoe exceeded all my expectations and it checked all the boxes from what I look for in a shoe, which is support, lightness, and comfort. After playing in this new Fila Axilus 3, I not only felt support enough and stable to move around the court aggressively and with confidence, but it also impressed me how light the shoe felt. Even though on the outside the shoe looks more hard and less breathable, the shoe actually felt pretty light and comfortable to move around in them, and it gave me that extra support that I look for in a shoe. In terms of the fit of the shoe, I felt like the shoe was true to size. Personally, I have a medium width foot and I felt like I was secure enough to move in them while still not feeling any discomfort. But I do know that Fila tends to gravitate more to wide fit shoes, but I do gotta say that this shoe is a little more narrow compared to other versions. This shoe did require a little bit of a break-in time compared to other shoes that I've tried on lately, but nothing out of the ordinary compared for a solid all-around tennis court shoe. I do gotta say that this new Fila Axilus 3 did require a little bit of a break-in time compared to other shoes that I've tried on lately, but nothing out of the ordinary for a top all-around court tennis shoe. I do gotta say that that extra cushion in the heel part makes me have a little bit less of an ankle support. I felt like my heel slipped out a little too much. Fortunately, I was able to use that last eyelet to get that solid feeling and secure feeling around my ankle, and that was a great fix for me. In terms of durability, I definitely could see a little more wear compared to other shoes, but I do gotta say that I really enjoy the shoe so much that I even played in my weekend matches, so I could see why they might be a little more wear, but even then, I still had a good grip around the court and I was not slipping around at all. Overall, guys, I gotta say that this shoe is a true hidden gem. I not only feel confident enough to move in them aggressively on the court, but I also enjoy the looks of it. I think it's just a great looking shoe. I will definitely recommend this shoe for an all-court player that is not afraid to move aggressively and with a lot of confidence. Thank you for watching. For more information on this shoe or any others, please check out our website, Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, and Tennis Only.